Kingsman: The Secret Service is directed by Matthew Vaughn and is adapted from the comic book The Secret Service, about a group of super badass spies who also happen to be very gentlemanly. And you got this young guy played by Taron Egerton, whose father used to be a part of the organization, and Colin Firth, who's also a Kingsman, recruits him to try to be a part of it. And this movie was a ton of fun. It's just action-packed, really great action, stylish action where you can tell what is going on. The actors are doing really good stunts. It's well choreographed, well planned out. The camera is moving in not a shaky way, but in a way that follows the action, and you can still tell what is going on. There's actually a style to it. There are memorable things about each action scene, whether it's the lighting, the situation, the fact that one of the characters has blades for feet. There's a lot of style both to the filmmaking during the action scenes and to the action itself, and it's really memorable action. And it's brutal too. That definitely helps with it being memorable. It's way more brutal than I thought it would be. This movie is not for those who are easily offended. You've got a lot of people getting brutally killed in one specific scene. Just the place that they happen to be in when they're getting killed might offend some people. You got a girl telling a guy that he can do her in the asshole. You know, you don't want to go see the movie if that kind of stuff offends you. All the acting was great. Colin Firth was really awesome, and he was a badass. You got Mark Strong, Michael Caine, Samuel L. Jackson's the villain, and he had a lisp, and it worked. Something like that could easily be really weird, but it worked. The main kid, Taron Egerton, I've never seen him in anything before, but he was really good. I heard a lot of people saying he could possibly maybe be good as Spider-Man, since Marvel's looking for a new Spider-Man, and I wholeheartedly agree, actually. I think that would work out really well. I think he'd do a good job. I think overall the movie did a pretty good job with blending the goofy, crazy, over-the-top action and the serious tone, but I think it could have been done a little bit better. There were times when I was like, alright, I really think this needs to be full-on comedy or full-on serious, and it was kind of stuck in the middle. It was done well enough, but I think they should have either tried to blend it a little better or just gone full-on towards one side. It wasn't perfect throughout the whole movie. There were some times in the middle where I was like, I kind of wish it would choose a side, but during the end, just the final third of the movie, I guess, that was my favorite part of the movie. And if you're gonna have a favorite part, it's probably best that it's the last part. That was just balls to the wall, crazy, and I loved that completely. I didn't have a problem with that at all. Also, the pacing is a little tiny bit off in the middle. There's a while where there's not really any action. There's action, but not like fighting and Colin Firth being a badass with an umbrella, which is what I wanted to see more of. There are some times when Taron Egerton and all the other recruits are training to try to become one of the Kingsmen, and that was cool, but I would have liked to see more of that. I know I'm saying I wanted to see Colin Firth being more of a badass, but I also wanted to see more of the training. I would have liked to see more of both. The movie could have been a little longer. I was having fun. And the soundtrack is also awesome. The only real problems that I had were a tiny little pacing issue in the middle. It didn't get slow or anything. It was definitely never slow. It was never boring. Just a tiny little pacing issue. And like I said, I don't think the two tones blended together perfectly at all times. Even during the end that I mostly loved, there was one small part of that was trying to take a little more serious and dark approach involving a door and a knife. And I was like, I don't think that part's really necessary. And I mean, the violence and crazy over-the-top stuff, you could say that was dark and that was mature, but overall it was a goofy tone to it all. It was very self-aware. It was spoofing sort of old James Bond movies, not like scary movie spoofing, but the way Cabin in the Woods spoofed horror movies. They straight up reference James Bond. They're like, oh, this is like one of those old corny spy movies. This is the time when you do this cliche thing. And they're like, nope, I'm not going to do that. So they know exactly what it is. Those moments, while really bloody and crazy, they knew what they were. I don't think it totally mixed with the serious tone all the time, but I think it was well enough throughout most of it. And that was cool how they constantly were referencing the fact that they knew exactly what it was, referencing these old spy movies, referencing just normal pop culture stuff, not in a stupid way like, hey, Facebook, but actually tying it into the plot, and I thought they did a really good job with that. And the movie was pretty unpredictable, too. There were some things that happened with certain characters that I did not see coming at all, and was really surprised. And there is a mid-credit scene, so stick around for that. And I would really like to see a sequel. A lot of this movie was them training. I would like to see a movie where he is a full Kingsman and just going on more badass adventures with another lispy villain who likes McDonald's. That would be really cool, and I hope Matthew Vaughn is set to direct that one too. That would be great. So I had a lot of fun with this movie. It's a really great time. I'm definitely going to pick it up on Blu-ray when it comes out. I definitely recommend it to anybody who wants a good, fun action movie. If you like women with blades for feet, that's cool. If you're offended easily, I mean, why would you go see a rated R action comedy anyway, but just in case you were thinking about it, don't. If you're not offended easily, definitely check it out. So if you've seen Kingsman: The Secret Service, let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you thought of the characters, the action, if you agree that the tones didn't blend well together at all times, or if you thought it was perfect. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more reviews, and I'll see you guys in the next one.